Hi, my name's Sharina. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about school violence. Violence is usually seen as an unacceptable type of behavior. More people seem to accept bullying as a normal part of life. What are your thoughts? Do you think that bullying causes violence? So, bullying affects us all in some shape, form, or fashion in some way, regardless on if we're the parent, if we're a student, if we're a teacher, if we're an aide. It affects us all. You can be an innocent bystander. You're not the person being bullied. You're not the bully itself. You could just be simply someone who's seen someone get bullied. Okay? It still affected you. You've seen it. You witnessed it. So, today we're going to discuss the issue of school violence. We're going to discover and implement a way or ways to prevent some of this bullying. Never ever going to take all bullying out, but we can prevent some ways. We're also going to take a look at how this will positively affect our kids and our schools. Did you know that 20% of students get bullied? 20%, you guys. This is in accordance to stopbullying.org. Among teens, violence and bullying are very, very common, as well as both the bullies and victims usually end up in violent behaviors. That's in accordance to bullyingstatistics.org. 42.1% of all bullying happens inside of our classrooms, you guys. It happens in our classrooms. May not be physical fights. Maybe picking on somebody. It's still a matter of bullying happening inside of our classrooms. Bullying is an aggressive behavior, an unwanted aggressive behavior, and it's a repetition of the same behaviors. So, now that we have discussed bullying being a huge cause of violence in our schools, we're going to discover some ways to prevent the bullying from happening. Once again, never going to get completely rid of bullying. However, there's some ways that we can prevent it. I mean, we can educate our students and include them in on some of the concerns and help the students to realize that bullying is a form of violence. We can encourage the students that if they see it, report it. This is in accordance to ages.com. We can teach our students and our kids to speak up. They can tell a friend, they can tell a teacher, they can tell a parent, they can tell a nurse, they can tell a food service employee, they can tell a janitor, they can tell anybody. Just speak up. Talk about it. This is in accordance to ebpsociety.com. .org, sorry. ebpsociety.org. As a parent, you can check in with your children. I mean, hey, talk to them on a daily basis. Hey, Sally, how's your day today? You know, anything interesting happen at school? But also, as a parent, don't be outrageous if your child is the bully, okay? Showing them the aggressive behavior is not the answer to th- them being a bully. Try to have them open up and talk to you. If they won't talk to you, maybe talk to a counselor, school counselor, they could talk to anyone, really. A psychologist, maybe a family friend. Who knows? So, sorry, babysitting my granddaughter. Um, so let's see. Now that we have discussed the ways of preventing some bullying within our schools, which once again we're never going to get rid of, but we can kind of be open, be that parent, be the adult that they could come to and talk to. But now that we have discussed the ways that we can actually decrease some of the bullying, we can now move on into things that's going to be able to, the ways that it'll affect our schools, the way that it will change our children. Um, we could enforce our students to decrease the violence of bullying in our schools. I feel that the attendance rates would increase. I feel that graduation numbers would skyrocket. We would have more high school graduates, you guys. A lot of, there's 17% of kids are afraid to go to school because of bullying, because of violence that happens within the school. They're afraid to go to school. They're afraid to talk about it. They're afraid to tell anyone about it because they're afraid of getting beat up, you guys. What's the saying? Snitches get stitches. Well, don't encourage sayings like that. Be more on the, you know, come talk to us and tell us what's going on, and we will keep it as inclusive as possible. No one will know that you've told. Um, Kids are going to wind up being a lot more comfortable with coming and talking to you, especially if you can keep, their name out of it. If they do come and speak to you, don't give their names up, that they would feel a lot more comfortable. So therefore, there's going to be a lot more children coming and talking and opening up to you as a teacher, as a staff member, as a parent. These kids will feel more comfortable with you. Good behavior in relationships would drastically increase. I feel that students would realize that bullying is on the decline. In accordance to CDC.gov, um, you know, relationships go really, really good whenever the people are comfortable with one another. Um, I just feel that, you know, the students are actually going to be able to enjoy being at school and actually want to be there. Um, which is, in accordance with attendance rates going up, graduation rates going through the roof. When they're comfortable, they're gonna want to be there. They're gonna show up. They're not gonna be worried about getting beat up at school. So that's just a little intake on it, you guys. Um, I personally was bullied in school. My son was also bullied in school. So this is a very touchy subject to me. Um, Bullying does affect everyone. As I said before, bullying affects everyone in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We need to encourage good behavior and less violence. I believe that if we can minimize the violence in our schools, that it would be a completely different place and our kids would want to be there and not want to disappear. They wouldn't be sneaking off. They wouldn't be faking sick to be able to get out of school. So I'm asking that we come together as a community and we work together to encourage our students and our children of today to come and talk to us as to us adults in regards to the bullying and the violence that's happening within our schools. We need to be able to make our children be comfortable in their place of learning. You guys, this is their education. This is their foundation for a good future. So now that we have discussed the issue of violence in our schools, we discovered the ways that we can potentially prevent some of the bullying, and we have visualized how much difference our schools and stuff will be with the decline of violence. So I'm asking you, please, encourage these kids to have a voice and tell you what's going on. Thank you.